Mic check. How's it going, everyone? Pop-Tart here. Welcome back to the Aeroteam Gaming Channel. Today we are live in the brand new iniBuilds A310, not A310, A300 from Microsoft Flight Simulator. I was just flying the A310 last week, that's why I got that stuck in my head. Whoops. Alright, so this is the A300. Yes, we are flying FedEx 1989 from Newark to Boston. Scenery both ends is going to be the Drzewiecki designs Newark from departure, arriving in the FlyTampa Boston scenery. Now, unfortunately, in Newark here, this is always a little heavy on my frames, and as such, I also had to lower the bitrate because it was just destroying my computer trying to stream this. So yeah, I'm starting the stream like 20 minutes late because I'm cursed to... Actually, 25 minutes late now because I'm cursed to never be able to start a stream on time. But yeah, it was... Streamlabs was giving me a warning that 86% of frames were being dropped. The stream quality in YouTube was showing a 1600 bitrate down from the 4500 that was trying to be sent, even though the recommended is 6800. So it was just a PowerPoint presentation on the starting soon background, and it would have been even worse in flight. I don't know what's going on with that. I mean, I've done multiple streams now just fine with no issue, but misbehaving streams. Love that. So, this is a quasi-release flight in the A300 here. I've been very excited for this. It's a little bit of a late release stream because this was last Thursday now, I believe, and it's now Tuesday. But I've been very busy the past few weeks. This is the first time I've gotten to get a stream going in it. So, let's begin, shall we? So, I've done just a small little bit here setting up the ground equipment for that drone camera there. I have not done a full flight in this yet in Microsoft Flight Simulator. This was my second KEWR aircraft ever, though, in X-Plane, and I just loved flying it so much. So much so that I didn't even think this would be worth it, actually, for Microsoft Flight Simulator here, but this aircraft is just gorgeous, so I am very excited to... Why are you flickering? Well, that's odd. So I'm very excited to take this for a spin. I have only taken it for a quick little takeoff to get the stream thumbnail, but apart from that, this will be my first time in here. So, yes, now unfortunately, I have heard tell of several issues with this aircraft on release, namely, either 1, crashed desktops, or 2, just dropping straight out of the sky with zero gravity, which is worrying. I have seen that happen to several people now, so hoping that gets fixed soon, and really hoping that hoping that doesn't happen to me here, because that would be very unfortunate. But what can you do? So let's see. I believe I have everything all set up here. We've got the ground power unit connected and everything. I think my stream audio balance should be set around right. Yeah, minus 15 decibels. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, let's first let's establish power to the aircraft before getting all the ground equipment set up and everything. So, batteries 1, 2, and 3 on. And the external power as well. Oh, the lighting is beautiful. Clear out these cautions here. There we go. What next? It's been a little bit since I've flown this. Let's get the IRS on here. 1, 2, and 3. Over to status and display 1. Ground control to auto for the flight recorder. Or on, rather. I don't believe... Yeah, so just get the no smoking signs on here. That was in A320 mode, trying to turn crew oxygen on with that as well, but that's over here. And slightly different on the Microsoft Flight Sim version. I think it's off by default in the X-Plane startup, but, yep, oxygen's all on there. So, let's see. Don't care about the cockpit door since this is a freighter. Fuel will leave off for now. We'll want the nav lights and strobes to auto. Smoke detectors. Oops, those are probe heats. No, that's right, those do come on in the, Oh, interesting. Okay, so these are on in the Microsoft Flight Sim version. That's another thing to get used to. The X-Plane configuration has those off as well, so I'm used to doing those in the startup flow. So, I think what I usually do is I leave probe heats and window heats off until the after APU flow, but yeah. If you can't tell by now, I don't do anything by procedures. I just kind of have generic little flows set up to get things kind of where I need to do. But, yep. So, crew oxygen is on. Get the display to CRT. Econ flow since we're a freighter. No APU bleed yet. And emergency lights armed. Alright, let's get the ground equipment set up here, see if I can teach myself the new EFB from scratch. Pop the cargo doors here. Oh, now, instead of doing the main cargo door there, let me see if I can do it from here, like the X-Plane version. Oops, and that's a solid collision object. How unfortunate. I hate when aircraft do that. Ugh. Alright. Let's see, over here, we'll select 145 degrees. Ooh, there's a selection button, or a selection light now. I don't think that was there before in X-Plane. We don't need any lights. It's nice and bright out. Oh, speaking of which, I did, kind of fudge with the flight time. I usually always try to do flights in real time, especially in Microsoft Flight Sim, since the night lighting is so gorgeous. But this aircraft, FedEx 1989 departs at like 4 in the morning, like most FedEx flights do, and, well, I'd usually be okay with that. I mean, the first flight, I'd kind of like to see the aircraft when I'm doing it, so I just set it to kind of crack of dawn. Of course, a little bit of time's passed now that I had to deal with that stupid Streamlabs issue, but, oh well. So, that switch isn't a manipulator, so it's just open here. Alright. Now, now is it a hold switch or a momentary actuation? Okay, I think we have to hold it. Whoa. And I'm stuck in the collision object now. That's so cool. Ooh. Love that. Okay, there we go. So, hold to open then? Perhaps? There it goes. It's just a momentary actuation, you just have to hold it for a little longer. There it goes. It's just me, or was that a really fast opening sequence? Don't those hydraulic pumps take, like, ages on the main door of an A300? I don't know, I'll have to look into that. Weird. Anyways, the door's open now. So, whoa, there we go. Why is it still showing in transit on the FB here? That's weird. Nope, not that. Come on. Open. Yeah, that seems really fast. I don't know about that. I'll have to look at see if I can find a video of it again. Now it's showing open. Okay. So it's just a little bit finicky with the pad connecting to the, or the, control pad by the door over there connecting to the system. Alright, let's see. Weight and balance. Let's do custom cargo from SimBrief. And double check the load on that. Oh, speaking of which, I have to set up the, or not set up, but establish the SimBrief, or, not SimBrief, SimToolkit Pro software in the background here. There we go, very good. Alright, so we're looking for a zero fuel weight of 250.4-ish. Is that gonna... Let's see, update from SimBrief. Zero fuel weight is 0. Excuse me. I don't think so. There we go, that's better. Alright, aircraft is fueling. 24.8 on the fuel, that's... Yep, all looking good. Excellent. I'm just going to do a quick check of the microphone on the stream here to make sure that everything's working correctly. Alright, aircraft is... Okay, very good. Sorry about that. Still have a little bit of PTSD from the first stream I did when I spent like 10 minutes talking with my microphone muted. So, everything's going well. Alright, I won't do an instant fuel, I'll let it do its thing. So... Wait, hang on, do I need to... Do we have a loader system in... No, I guess we don't have the main deck loader that the X-Plane version had. Unfortunate. Well, alright, I'll worry about performance later, I'll leave that up for now. Alright, let's get the computer going here. Forgot to set a custom view for that. There we go. Whoa, sorry about that. Alright, so, city pair, we're flying from Newark to Boston, with an alternate of back to Kennedy. We'll line the IRS there. Cruise wind is going to be 4 degrees at 21 knots. Cost index of 100 even. Cruising at flight level 230. As FedEx, where is it? FedEx 1989. Very good. Flight plan, we'll be departing out of Newark here. We'll take the... Oh, I don't have it in SimBrief. I think in Navigraph I selected the Newark 5. Yeah. Oh, I guess it'll be Newark 4 here since I haven't updated the nav data yet. Newark 4 out of 22 right. So from there, that'll be vectors onto Merritt. And then that'll be straight into the Robot 3 for ILS 27. Now, I remember there's something quirky about the A300 where you have to select either the approach or the approach or the arrival first, and I cannot remember which it is. So I think it's the ILS first, and then the star. That may be wrong. It's been a little bit. I'm hoping that doesn't screw up the flight plan. We'll see how it goes. But anyways, that's that there. So let's insert that and see how it behaves. Over to plan mode. What is going on there? Well, that's way off in the middle of nowhere. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, the Newark 5 is a weird departure. That's going to be interesting to hand fly. Alright, anyways, there's Merritt. And... that's all looking good, I guess. And the vector's on to 27. Alright. Back to map. Leave it on 15 miles. Pull up constraints. And... how are we doing? 2 minutes left on the fueling. Yep, loading up here nicely. Alright. Yeah, not a whole lot to it for the flight plan there. Very short hop. I guess we can run the safety checks now. So, let's see, up here, there it is. We'll do the fire tests. So, engine 1, squib, loop A. And engine 1 fire. Oop, I can't pan my view when doing that, so I'll just trust that there's something on the screen. There it is. Very good. Ooh, I forgot to crank up the brightness. Oh, it's already at max. Huh. Alright. APU squib and loop A. APU fire. Very good. And engine 2 squibs. Loop A. And engine 2 fire. Alright, takeoff config. Slats flaps. Very good. Or not flaps. What was that second one? Oh, probe heats off. I'm so used to reading off slats flaps that I just did that automatically. That's embarrassing. Ah, well. Not entirely safe, but it's a simulator. Who cares? Alright, let's see, what else was there to do? Yes, the enunciated lights test. And wind shear. Ah, okay, so that one you can release there to look around. That's good. So I think it's supposed to be a spring-actuated switch where it'll pop back to off, but I'm actually not entirely sure. I think that's just how the X-Plane version behaved at least. But with that, you could still pan around the view while selecting the switch, but with this it's just it locks the view when you're holding down the switch, which is kind of annoying. Oh dear. I think that's everything for the safety checks, so let's get the APU going. Get the inner fuel pumps on and start. While that's going, I will grab the weather here. Wind's 310 at 7, so that's a pretty decent crosswind actually. Let's see. Yeah, so it's going to be a crosswind from the left, I believe. Temperature is 6 degrees, altimeter 3006. And on the right side as well. Whoa, there we go. Yeah, with the low frame rate, the camera controls can be a bit fiddly, unfortunately. Yeah, what am I doing here? Let's see. About 20 even. So it's stuttering down between 20 and 15, last I checked. Hopefully it'll behave itself a little bit more nicely in Boston, but oh dear. Alright, APU is still firing up. Set the transponder. Where is it? There it is. SWAT 2024 for good luck. I always do the current year just since it's in the 2000s, but this is the first time I've set 2024 now. Happy New Year! And set that to TARA. Oh, this is a new panel here. Huh. That's not in the X-Plane version. Unless I'm just simply very unobservant. I'll have to check on that later. And I can't configure the departure yet since the trim switches aren't on. Alright, APU is available. We'll pop the external power off. Galley power on. Probe heats and window heaters on. Grab the pitch trim, yaw dampers, and oops, auto throttle systems, and APU air on. Alright. IRS is aligned. Very good. Oops, there we go. How are we doing? Aircraft is fully fueled. And actually, I probably still needed that page to get the computer set here. So in it B now. Let's see. Zero fuel weight is going to be 256.5 with a block fuel of 11.2. Huh? That doesn't... I need 25,000. And that's what it set up there. How odd. It said fueling was complete. Let's check the gauges up here. Okay, that's definitely 25 up there on the fuel gauges. So I'm gonna trust that. Do we have a fuel readout down here? Yeah, we do. So it's just the tablet being... either I'm not understanding it or it's being buddy. Yeah, we definitely have 25,000 on board, so we're good on fuel. So I'll set 24.7 there. Yeah, that's checked out on there too. I don't know what's going on with that. That's weird. Huh. We'll have to look into that. Anyways, zero fuel weight center of gravity is going to be 28.6%. Very good. And we'll run the takeoff performance. So let's see how this is done here. I actually haven't looked at this calculator yet. Let's see. Not 04 left. Actually, can we sync that? No, we can. Okay, so I don't know why it selected 04 left, because we definitely have 22 right selected in the departure? Yes? I'm not crazy? Yeah, okay, so just must not sync. Odd. Resync that. Flaps will do... we have 11,000 feet, we'll go 15-0. Air conditioning on, anti-ice off, no moisture. Yeah, we're good. No forced toga. Give that a calculate. Alright, flex temp is going to be 63 degrees. V speeds, we got 160, 160, and 163. So, V1, 160, rotating at 160, and V2 of 163. Whoop, overshot. There we go. Trim is going to be 0.4 down. Oops. Right around there. There we go. Was misreading the labels. Oops. Whoa. Okay, that's a massive change on the scroll wheel. That's interesting. And now it's locked. Okay, there we go. Odd. It changes like an entire unit with each scroll wheel click. I'm gonna have to make sure not to zoom in that in cruise, or I'm gonna break my aircraft. Lovely. Alright. Anything else? Let's see. Oh yes, landing elevation, 0 feet, which I obviously don't have to set because it's 0. Well, 17, but I think the A300 is increments of 50, so yeah, it rounds to 0. Alright, now I can configure the departure here, since the trim switches are on. So, yeah, flight directors are on both sides. We're going to be going an initial heading of, well, runway heading is 219, which is right there. Now this is a really weird squiggly departure. I think the last time I flew this was in the Flight Factor 764, and I tried to trust the flight computer on it, but it just completely bodged the turn. So, we're going to have to keep an eye on it this time around. For 22 right, it's going to be a left on heading 190. So actually, I should probably pre-select that there. 190. And that turn is going to be 500 feet or above. Oh, what am I doing? I have the charts here that I can do. There we go. Been a while since I've done a Streamlabs, or not Streamlabs, Flight Sim live stream. So, yeah, I've got the charts up here for this departure. So, the Newark 5 is going to be straight out runway heading 219 at 500 feet or above, a left turn around to heading 190, to then join the, well, at 2.3 DME, ILS Quebec, or India Lima Sierra Quebec, I guess. That's going to be right around 220. Maintain 2,500. And in the real world, I think they just do a full 360-degree spin, not 360, 180 spin up and around. So, let's see. I'll just expect like a 020 after that or something, I suppose. I checked Flight Radar before setting up the stream, and that's what it looked like they were doing there. So, let's see. I might have to pre-tune that ILS to get DME information. I'm not sure how that works on the A300 here. It might auto-configure, but again, that it was putting that point all the way out there for some reason. So we'll see how it behaves. Where's my nav radios on here? That's ADF. Where's my frickin' nav radios? Huh. Was it... I didn't think it had a radio page on the A300. Oh, here we are, VOR. Although why are... Oh, right, I can't set a VOR frequency on an... or an ILS frequency on a VOR on the A300. Sierra Quebec is 108.7. Let's see if we get DME information on that. I don't need to bother about a course. Do we get DME on here? Hello? We might not. I'm not an expert on A300 avionics. Oh no, wait, yeah, we do have DME information. Okay, very good. It's on the left there. Just a sanity check. Okay, since I'm changing that and nothing's happening to the DME, it might not be that actually. I think that VOR is off because VOR is deselected somewhere else. Huh. Oh, there we go. 1.5 DME. Okay, interesting. So, I wonder if I can cheat the system and use the landing scales for the ILS DME here. That's interesting. I don't know if that's exactly how it'd be done, but oh well. Since I don't want to entirely trust the flight computer to get that DME turn correct. Alright, I think that's just about everything, though. So, let's prepare for pushback. Let's see if GSX behaves. Since the last stream, I got, oh, right, that's something I meant to cover in the opening as well. So the aircraft here are just the static aircraft from the Drzewiecki scenery. I have started using the AIG traffic again, but it was just tanking my frame rate here when I loaded up in Newark, and so I disabled that to try to see if that was what was causing the frame rate bit rate issues when I was starting up the stream initially. I guess I could try re-enabling it and see what that does to the frame rate, but it always has a noticeable performance impact, so let's give it a whirl just for fun, see if it doesn't make it too much of an impact. But then last month as well, around the Black Friday sale, I ended up finally getting GSX at a reasonable price, so I finally have pushbacks and don't have to do accursed tower backs all the time, which is so annoying. So, but also in doing so, I have discovered the wonderful experience of GSX breaking every other flight, so we'll see how it goes. Well, let's get the aircraft all closed up here. I'll hop over to the back and slam this cargo door shut. Close. Get it to close. There we go. Alright, and let's see, I wonder if we can close this door from in here. I'm not seeing any manipulators. Oh yeah, there goes my frame rate. Yeah, down to 18 or so. Yeah, I might have to disable AIG before we take off. I'll see how it behaves. Doesn't look like YouTube's been complaining about the bitrate again since that incident earlier, but well. Alright, let's get the... Come on, there we go. Let's get the doors closed here. Come on. There we go. Finicky click spot. And get the shocks removed, stairs out. We can remove the ground power as well, since we're on APU power, and all the rest of the services there. Alright, let's see if GSX will behave. Yes, there we go. Prepare for pushback. Oh, I might have to crank the stream audio down a little bit. I'll go minus 18 decibels. Hopefully it hasn't been drowning out my voice too much with the patch on. I have the stream balance set for...
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback.
The balance set for X-Plane, but the audio balance in Microsoft Flight Sim can be different sometimes, so hopefully it wasn't too awful. But oops, I forgot to cage the standby here. Let's see if that'll go. Excellent. Alright.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Alright, for our own preparations, we'll get the fuel pumps on. beacon light on as well. Let's see, AP bleeds on. We'll do the flight plan up on the right box. We don't set auto brakes until entering the runway on the A300, I believe. So I think that should be everything. Don't have to worry about closing the door since we're a freighter. I guess while the truck's rolling up here, I can get my yoke set up so I'm not messing with that during the engine start. There we go.
Locking gear.
Oh, it's beautiful. I need to get another beauty shot before we push back. Goodness, that's a low frame rate. Uh-oh. Very good. Alright, now I don't have a GSX config for Newark here, so I think I'm gonna have to do a... Oh, no, we do. Alright. Yep, facing southwest on... Southwest? What was that? Southeast on FedEx ramp.
Release parking brakes.
Very good. Alright, parking brakes released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Oh, I forgot to set the top altitude. That would have been not ideal. Let's... Oh, how do we do hundreds? Although, actually, since the top altitude was 2,500, but A, this thing climbs like a rocket, and B, the real one sure didn't level at 2,500, I'm just gonna say we're cleared to like 8,000 or something from air traffic control. Alright, let's start engine number 2. Oops, I forgot to set the start mode. Start A on even days. Starting number 2. And 2. Ooh, now I think it was 20% on the CF6s for fuel on the... I think that's how it went. 20% fuel. AGT is rising. And 1. Oops, that's right. I tried to set an engine view, but unfortunately because of that... Oh no, I can face through the door now. That's interesting. That was... I guess I'll just resave that as that one. I was having trouble with the camera collision for the door being so far out from the door that I couldn't get near close enough to the window to be able to see anything at all. But, ah well.
Set parking brakes.
Parking brakes set.
Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
I forgot to keep an eye on this as I was looking at that. I believe the engine's stabilized now. Yeah, we're good. Alright, starting number 1. And 2. Ooh, now where's my oil pressure gauge? I completely forgot. Oh, that's right, it's on the display there. So there's good oil pressure. 20% fuel. AGT is rising. And 1. Oh yeah, this is very much loud on the Streamlabs audio balance now. I'm gonna set that down to... Let's go minus 23 decibels. In fact... Oh, there's the generator. I think the reason it's so loud is because I have my volume for Microsoft Flight Sim and Windows set to 100%. I'm going to crank that down to 75% or so there. Then I can leave the audio balance up higher. Alright. Well, hopefully that isn't a complete disaster audio-wise. Highly professional streamer here. Ah, well. Alright, that's a good engine start on both, so we'll confirm that with the pushback crew.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. Please disconnect.
Very good. And up top now, we'll go start to continuous, APU bleed off, APU off, and set flaps. 15-0 for departure.
Unlocking gear.
Those are some slow slats.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
This view I did get set up correctly.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
I was able to phase through the, I think the bounding box was out farther because of the stairs when I had it set up earlier. That flight when I grabbed the screenshot for the stream thumbnail here, I set up with some quick camera views. But, yeah, there we go. Alright. There goes the truck. And there's the bypass bin. All is good. Let's do a flight control check. Back. Forward. Left. Right. Left rudder. And right rudder. Speaking of slow flight control surfaces, that's a really slow rudder, my goodness. I can't remember if it was like that on the S-plane version, if I'm just not used to it. Alright, flight control is free and correct. We'll grab a look at that from the back here. Oh, that's interesting. There's a little panel tab that lifts with the flapper on there. I've never noticed that before. Very cool. I love the A300. Alright. Let's... what was I going to do? I was going to do something. Probably just head on my merry way, I think. So, we'll taxi to... I'll pull up the charts here real quick. So we'll taxi to 22 right via... Let's see, I think we'll just head out straight here, Alpha Alpha, down to Bravo. I think Bravo's the outbound they use at Newark. Now, I don't think... Well, we're a really light A300, so that we might be able to enter at Whiskey if that's what they're doing in real life. Otherwise, it'll just be Cross 11 Romeo for Zulu Alpha. Alright, let me have a quick look at Flight Radar here now, I'm curious. So... They are... It looks like they are indeed doing a shortened takeoff. Yep, they're entering at Whiskey there, short of 1-1, so that's what we'll do then. A300 climbs like a rocket, we don't need to worry about losing a few feet of the 11,000 foot runway anyways. Alright, turn-off's on, nose light to taxi, and let's release the parking brake. Takeoff config checked. Whoop, too much power. Just tap on the brakes there. Goodness, yeah. This thing does not take much to get going, when it's this light at least, I guess. Alright, there's Alpha. So let's squiggle down here to Bravo. Yeah, idle on the engines and it's still picking up speed. What was I just flying that had me used to that, where I was used to that thrust curve where I have to really push on the engines to start getting them out at, or getting power out at lower idle speeds. No, I can't remember. It's been a few days since I've flown, so... I don't know what I'm remembering. Oh well. This scenery may be frame rate heavy, but it's so cool. I've always kind of been annoyed to fly out of or through Newark, so I never really have. Because the X-Plane default gateway scenery is just kind of lackluster, and the default Microsoft Flight Sim auto-generated was just atrocious. Like, the round satellite terminals here on the south end were just like 8-story tall, 100-foot cylinders. It was disgusting. But now, finally, it's just a beautiful airport. The scenery came out like a solid year and a half ago. I just never really got around to spending that much money on it. But, yeah, speaking of which, as well, that's part of why we're at Newark here instead of Memphis Super Hub or whatever, because I've never picked up Memphis for Microsoft Flight Sim, and I spent enough money on the A300 here as it is, so I figured I'd just make use of what airports I have. I saw this nice short flight running between 2 airports I did have, and there we go. What's that there, the Bravo terminal? I don't believe those circular satellites are long for this world. They've already gotten rid of the South terminal, whatever that one was. Was that the old Alpha terminal? I can't remember now. Again, I haven't exactly flown through Newark too many times because of that personal vendetta with the scenery. But yeah, there's actually a pretty decent FedEx hub down there at the south end of the airport. There's the Lufthansa 787. Beautiful. Man, we are still picking up speed. Engines are fully closed. Powerful beast. There's the Charlie terminal with United Sub. And a frame rate spike. That's lovely. Yeah, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I flew a United CRJ in here for the first time, and like 50 feet over the runway, just a full-on frame rate freeze, and didn't keep 15 frames more than that from then on. That was one of the worst landings I've ever done, because I barely had any time to, or any coordination for the flare because of that lag spike. But, oh dear. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try fiddling with my settings more at some point later on. Alright, we're coming up on Whiskey here. There's Lima, so next we have 2 rights, Mike Yankee, and then Whiskey's the last. There's... what are you? I can't see. That's Lima. Alright. Here we go. Ooh, yeah, that one's Yankee, so there's Whiskey. Alright. Clear for takeoff, 22 right, strobes on, nose to take off. Landing lights on, wing light on if I can get to it, there it goes. What else do I have to do? Auto brakes max. I should have done a clear left, clear right, but I was distracted with that like a very professional pilot. Oh dear. A little bit of a shoddy lineup, I overshot a little bit. Alright, ooh, how do I start the clock? I think it's just going to run here, and that's the elapsed time. I used to have a bad habit of starting with the button on the left instead, but I think that's the chrono, which caps out at 60 minutes. and it's not how you're supposed to do it. I don't know. Anyways. 40%. Maybe. Come on. 40%. Stable. Toga. Oh, what a beautiful sound. Airspeed is alive, takeoff power set. Man, the steering's twitchy though. Ugh. Goodness. Alright, 100 knots. Really twitchy. That's the annoying part about Microsoft Flight Sim. V1, rotate. Whoa! Shut up! My goodness. Positive rate, gear up. Shut. Shut. Shut! Whoa! Oh my goodness, alright. There's 500 feet and heading select. Shut up! There we go. Shut up! My god! Oh dear, okay. I'm getting the autopilot in. I don't care about doing a proper takeoff now. What is going on here? I swear to God. What the? What the hell? Are you kidding me? Okay, it was the right box that was doing that, that's why. Aha, okay. There we go. Well, how annoying. Alright, what was I doing? That's right, profile. I believe I forgot to arm... Why are you not arming? Okay. Extremely professional flight here. Let's, now that I've completely missed that squiggle that I spent so much time setting up, let's just run that, right 040, turn around, there we go. Come on, profile, you know you want to. How odd. That's very weird. Okay, I'm just gonna do a manual acceleration up to 250 then. I believe I forgot to arm profile on the ground, which is a big mistake, but I should be able to switch over to it here as far as I'm aware. I'm not sure why that's happening. Well, interesting. Alright, after takeoff, nose lights off, gear up and off, auto brakes out, speed brakes disarmed. That's another thing I forgot to do. I forgot to arm the speed brakes. Above the S-speed, slats up. Anti-ice not required, weather radar not required. There's the runway down there. Runway, airport is what I meant to say. Runway 2, I guess. Alright, and there's level at 8,000, which I did not mean to do, so we'll head up to... let's take just straight to 230 since we have such a low cruise altitude. I don't know why it's not wanting to engage profile. Did I mess something up in the flight computer? That is weird. Does it not like profile if I'm not on navigation? I thought it was supposed to do it just fine on heading too, but huh. Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll keep active on heading but won't arm? Let's just make it a direct merit and see how that goes. Alright, nav. There's profile. Okay, yeah, so that was the deal. It wasn't wanting to go profile on manual navigation. Weird. I am out of practice, evidently. Manhattan's all fogged in. Very nice. Alright, well, now that I've made a complete fool of myself with that departure, that was lovely. Spent all that time setting up the, left 190 squiggle and then my... Alright, well, I can turn the, landing sails off then, don't need that DME anymore. Alright, and above 10,000, landing lights off. Start to off, and don't need to worry about seatbelts because we're a freighter. And again, very short airtime here with the quick little New York-Boston hop. Only up to 230, and I think we only hold it for a few minutes at that. Now what's that showing there? Is that left over from the, will the ILS still show if, yeah, interesting, that's the ILS. I didn't realize that should show without the landing sails active. Well, I guess it's helpful. Beautiful. But laggy though, my goodness. What are we running now? Yeah, I can't hold 20 frames. There's LaGuardia. Oh yeah, and I've got the INI JFK out there as well. That can't be too friendly on the frames either, having both that and Drzewiecki's Newark right next to each other. Alright. Temperature's in icing range, but no moisture to worry about. So we can leave the anti-ice off. Probably zoom in a little bit further there. There we go. Almost to the transition altitude here. Now my top of descent isn't showing anymore. Oh, nope, there it is. I'm dumb. It's just obscured by a waypoint. Very good. There's 18,000. We'll set standard. Standard, and standard over here. Come on. There we go. I'll keep constraints showing since we're just almost straight into the arrival here. Alright. Well, that's pretty much us set until top of descent there. Although, yeah, it's still about 100 miles out. I'll have time to set up the descent winds. Well, let's see. I don't know what else to mumble about for the next 10 odd minutes until top of descent. Yeah, I was hoping to get a few more flight sim streams in when I had some time during break here, but I ended up being pretty busy. I might try to do something something more by the end of the week here. Maybe on Thursday or Friday or something, but we'll see how it goes. I've been doing that Insomniac Spider-Man. Finally got back to that a couple weeks ago. I'll have to give that a spin too at some point. Very fun game. let's see. Well, yeah, in other flight sim news, I guess, just yesterday, Phoenix's IAE engines were unveiled. That's very exciting. I had literally just the day before, too, done a flight in Air New Zealand livery. The first time I've ever done a flight with the wrong engines, just because I got so fed up of waiting for the IEs. Well, fed up's the wrong word, because I understand the delay, but impatient, I guess, is a better way to put it. So, the Air New Zealand itch was getting me, and I flew with the cursed engines, and literally like 2 hours later, the announcement of the, and finally pictures unveiling of the IE engines. So that's going to be a lot of fun when that comes out. Can't wait to do tons of Newark hops. I think I was discussing that actually in my first live stream back in June in the Tolis A321. I was talking about my excitement for the IEs to be able to run United operations finally. There's 230. Alright. Yeah, still a little ways out from top descent here. I guess I can get the descent forecast set up. So, grab the winds from the Simbri flight plan here. We're only at 230, so I'll grab 200. Oops, that's right, they have a strange format in the A300 here where you enter it all as one string. So, 200 is going to be 1 degree at 16 knots. Then 1,000, not 1,500, 15,000, which is going to be 352 degrees. Come on, 352 at 14 knots. And 10,000 is going to be from 346 degrees at 13 knots. Boston is winds of from 270 at 3. Well, that's nice. Pretty much a... Oops. What do you mean, format error? Does it have to be a slash? Nope, that's a plus. Come on. 270 at 3. Format error? There we go. Okay. That's what I thought I typed the first time, but evidently I didn't. I'll have to watch that back on stream and see what I mistyped. Oh well. Well, that's nice. That's a straight-on headwind on approach, even though it isn't really 3 knots. That's not too much of a wind anyways. Oh, very good. Alright, so for the Robot 3 for runway 27 here, I'll pop this up on screen here. So we've got the Merit transition here, just north of Newark. And it's going to be straight on here. Ruiz is the first constraint, 230 below, but we'll be coasting right underneath that at 230. Then to Roebuck, 12,000 or above. Nice constraints the whole way down, and speed deceleration as well. So we've got 260, then 250, holding 250 until... What's that? Looks like Ethan is for the north arrivals. Or south traffic, rather. I think Hawkdew is the 27 transition. Yep, there it is. So that's going to be 210 knots there. And then that drops you off at AB here. Again, max 210 knots, and I think AB is... Oh, it's not an exact DME. It's just an RNAV, but the next is going to be 15 miles out. Okay, so that's about 20 miles out. Yeah, 210 knots is going to be perfectly fine for that far out. And then we'll hold 180 until about 10 miles, 3,000 feet at Loner. Alright, very good. So I guess I'll take it down to 12,000 initially and let the flight computer take it from there. Don't have to worry about too much about restraint since I can leave it in profile here with all of those speed decelerations. If speed was a little bit more manual, I'd have to vert speed it all the way down. Or not all the way down, but that last little bit. But profile should be perfectly fine for this approach. Or arrival. Let's see, what else can we have a look at here? For the ILS-27, our minimums are going to be, for the ILS, just one category, 460 MDA, 443 height. Missed approach is going to be 3,000 feet. Boston radial 268 outbound. Hold at Bozot, 30 DME. And for the runway here, we'll be vacating to the right. Maybe at Echo, if we make that. Otherwise, just rolling all the way down to Kilo. The FedEx ramp is down here at the south end of the airport. So we'll just coast straight on in to... Well, that's right, it does show on the parking gates here. Most of the time, Navigraph doesn't cover the cargo ramp on the taxi charts, or not taxi charts, but the ramp charts, so it can get a little bit odd sometimes, but very nice. So if we make Echo, we'll have to do probably a left at Bravo to then take Kilo down, but otherwise Kilo will just be straight around then. We'll have to be careful of that runway 4 left there, but that should do it. Now let me have a look at the Real Flight's flight radar here to see where we get in. So, alright, so they used the gate right around the end of the cargo ramp here. So we'll just roll all the way down Kilo and grab that. I'll have to remember to keep an eye on it when we arrive since I have AIG traffic on. Make sure that nobody's occupying too many of the gates down there. But that should do it. Alright, and I'll remember to disable the charts overlay. There we go. I'm still being extra careful about that since the incident in August stream when I left the charts up for like 15 minutes during the takeoff roll and everything. That was annoying. But there we go. Alright, yeah, looking at it on the map here, the south ramp looks like that's going to be stand 7, I think? 8. Yep, 8's the one that they used right at the end there. And if 8's full, then we'll just take 9 or any of the closer ones. Alright, sounds good. Okay, yes, 12,000 is pre-selected there, and I will arm descent. There we go. About 20 miles out now. Goodness, that's loud. Ooh, I meant to check as well. I did mess with the settings a little bit here, but for the... this here, I don't believe in this sound pack the external engines has any effect on internal. Most of the time I've noticed that with in like X-Plane sound packs, if you turn the external engines down, the internal gets quiet because the internal engines are just a remix dependent of the external engines. So trying to make it nice and quiet on the outside really messes up the audio balance on the inside with a quiet takeoff roll or whatever, but it sounds like that doesn't have too much of an impact here, although I can't tell. It should be alright. I'll leave it around 25% or so, I guess. That's still really loud, my goodness. Oh well. Let's see if I can get some nice drone cam pictures. Oh yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Line spike, lovely. Alright, there we go. Just a few miles out now. Excellent. And there we go. Oh, I forgot to set the... Although I guess Boston's right on the sea, so I don't have to worry about the airport elevation. Yeah, it's just 20 feet again, so I'll leave it at 0. This is a shallow initial descent here. Odd. Ah, it's for that deceleration down to 260 knots, I see. Yeah, that's coming up at robot here, so... more drag. I don't think so. We're still on the profile nice enough. Unless the profile is about to be awful. I'll keep a hand on the speed brakes in case. Let's see, robot's going to be 190 or below. I'll give it a little bit of speed brake just to appease the system. Just barely an eighth of a dot above the descent path. There we go. And now I've made the engines kick in. Well, come on, I gave you all that speed brake and now you're getting above the descent path again. And the engines are still running. Bring the nose down, you fool. Huh. "120 feet above." There we go. That's better. I don't know what that was about. And now it's diving to catch up with it. Odd. Yeah, that's right. Earlier I said it's been a few days since I've flown, but that's not entirely true, because last night I flew the Just Flight Fokker 28 for the first time. That was a load of fun. My goodness, though, it's a handful and a half, that aircraft. It took me a solid 2 hours to get off the ground. I had set up a reference sheet for myself earlier with all the procedures and everything, but still, getting used to where everything is always takes some time. But it's so much fun, though. Amazing system experience with that cockpit philosophy of kind of right on the edge of the starter systems automation. That was a lot of fun. I completely butchered the approach, though. Just I didn't know how to expect it to handle, so I mean, I know you have to pop the speed brakes at like 100 feet and be very careful about the flare since it will really float. I'm kind of used to that with the BA 146, which behaves a little bit the same way, where you pop the speed brakes on approach and try not to flare because it'll just float for ages, but I still floated halfway down the runway with the tiniest little pop of a flare, so I don't know how to improve that. That's going to take some more research to get used to, but still very fun. Alright, here's the transition altitude. Let's see. Yep, altimeter is 2996. There we go. I wouldn't dare do that one on a live stream, though, because, again, I just make a complete fool of myself. You think this was bad enough? Oh, it gets so much worse. But it's fun enough to fly on my own. Maybe someday I'll be more comfortable with it. Someday. God, that's beautiful. Now, what is this I'm looking at? I still have my East Coast geography a little bit jumbled. I don't think we're that close to downtown Boston yet, are we? No, that's, Oh, that's Providence. Aha. Very good. So TF Green should be somewhere around here. Oh dear. I've only flown into that once, and that's plane like 2 or 3 years ago, so got my geography for this part of the area mixed up a little bit. Oh well. Alright, I'll bring the altitude down to 5,000 for Hawkdew. Still floating above the path, 180 feet. Alright, I'll get the ILS pre-tuned here, so that's going to be 111.3 and course 272. Come on. It takes ages to spin. There we go. Alright, I think we can get away with auto brakes low. We don't have to worry about vacating early or anything, since the FedEx ramp is just right down there at the end of the runway. So yeah, we'll shoot for low, and we can roll it all the way down to Kilo. Alright. Ow! Punched my throttle. Ouch. That's not what I meant to do. Alright, I'll leave the landing scales off until a little bit closer to approach. The right pad's still flickering on me. Weird. Oh, so is the... Huh. Weird Microsoft Flightism. So it's only when zoomed out. Does the AFB do that too? Yeah, weird. Okay. I don't know what's going on there. I just love the lighting in Microsoft Flight Sim, though. It really does give a sense of scale, I've found. I'm still really disappointed with how ini's handled the X-Plane 12 port of the A300. I mean, like, issues with the flight model I can perfectly understand. After 1208 and everything, but the fact that the main branch of the A300 will crash to desktop without failure because of a glitch with the autosave system. Like, they couldn't even push a small patch to disable the system, much less fix it, because I don't know what the issue is. I don't know if it's a quick fix, an easy fix, an intensive fix that would require redoing the entire system. Does other aircraft still have perfectly functional autosaves? Tolis has a functional autosave for all of their aircraft. But the autosave for the INI will crash the simulator every time it fires, and it's enabled by default. So, that's not great. Very unfortunate. That was August, so what, 5 months ago now? And, it's still in that condition. I mean, at least we've got this, and it's... This is the upside. I'm glad that the Microsoft Flight Sim version is priced reasonably. Like, $40 for an aircraft of this quality, that is beautiful. I am so happy with that. As soon as I saw that price, I was... My excitement for this aircraft was justified, I'll put it that way, I guess. But, if it was going to be any more expensive than that, I would have been really mad about the abandonment of the X-Plane version. I'm still kind of upset, but what can you do? Oh well, we'll cry about it another time. Nice gentle arrival here, that's interesting. Yeah, I guess we're still fine enough on profile, kind of. We're supposed to be 100 or 10,000 or below at cradle here. I don't know if we're going to clear that. Is the VNAV misbehaving? It says it's going to make 100 at cradle. I don't believe it. Yep, okay. So the VNAV's a little bit, yep, there's passing cradle 1,500 over the minimum, and it still thinks the vertical profile is perfectly fine. So, I don't know about that. That's odd for sure. I mean, I know the real A300's VNAV can be pretty unreliable, but I don't know if it'd do something like that. Huh. Well, let's see if it makes the 8,000 at Club. We're at 250, we're all good there. I'm pretty sure it at least should have given an alt error warning or something, but... yeah, at 8,000, that's as clear as it can be. How odd. I'll give it... that's not what I meant to do. Nav, profile. Okay, push the heading to sync, there we go. Whoops. With that heading select button below, I was expecting the knob to not behave like the Airbus, well, the modern Airbus at least, where, oh, lovely, we got a bot on the Twitch channel. Shut up. Let me just ban this real quick. Nope. Started playing some random Twitch stream by accident. Whoops. Alright, how do I do this? Let me see. It's been a little bit since I've, is it Creator Dashboard? I had to ban a bot during the Jedi Survivor stream last summer, but... is it Manage Stream? Well, what the heck? Huh. Oh dear. Professional streamer at work here, like I said. Below 10,000, we'll get the landing lights on. No need to worry about the seat belts. Switch to continuous. Where do I... Oh man. Alright, I can't let myself get too distracted here. Got things coming up. Below 250, I'll pop the slats out. That should help a little bit with the drag. I'll give the heading a resync there again. There we go. Alright, so it's a command I have to enter rather than a button. I'll have to remember that for next time. I swear there was a button interface of some kind I worked with last time, but... oh well. I'll worry about that later. Alright, I'll get the landing sails on here. And let's see, after Hawkdew I'll swing a... oh yeah, this vertical profile is just completely off now. I'm 2,500 above Hawkdew where I should be. Okay, I'm gonna vert speed this 1,200 down. We'll go 1,400. Get some speed brakes out. And let's see. Plane is going to be 4,000 feet. So I'll pop that down there. We're zoomed in all the way. In a few here, I'll swing a 30-degree-ish intercept, which will be, what, about 360 it looks like? Yep. Not 360, 300. Pop-Tart moment. Alright, we're at 20 DME, so we can hold 210 for a little while. Probably shallow it out to about 10,000, or 10,000 feet per minute. Oh my god, that'd be a nightmare. 1,000 feet per minute. I was about to say that, and then I saw the 10 there, and it just threw me off. Oops, oops. There we go. Heading select. Might overshoot a little bit, hopefully not. We'll arm land. Discontinuity, dude. That was another failure at saying a word. That was supposed to be discontinuity. Alright, MDA is going to be 460. Which will be decision height of 443. That'll round to 445. Oops. There we go. Alright. There's localizer captured. About 18 miles, I'll roll it back to 180 now. Below the glide slope, I'll pull it back to about 800 feet per minute or so. Yes, ILS is over there as well. Minimums on the right side too, since I got time. Let's see, ILS course minimums, missed approach. Don't think there's anything else I have to worry about. I've already covered vacating and the taxiing destination. Wind direction will do +5, and that's going to be VAP 136. Now, does this performance do landing as well, or no? Nope, only takeoff calculator on here. Alright. Oh, there's the S-speed. I'll get flaps 15 out now. God, how beautiful is that? Well, if the VNAV's a little wonky, at least that's kind of manageable with vert speed as long as you catch it in time. But my goodness, the texturing on this aircraft is just incredible. Alright, how are we doing? There's the glide slope. I'll leave it at 180 gear up until 10 miles, I think. Runway in sight, of course. Perfectly clear day. Let's see, missed approach altitude is 3,000. I'm gonna mute my microphone here real quick to get a sip of water. Alright, there we go. Let's roll speed back to 160 and drop the gear. Oh yeah. Nine miles, I have a quick second here. Oh, I need to get flaps 20 out first before I let it get too slow. I'll grab a quick drone cam here. Very nice. Alright, there's 2,000, we'll take it down to landing configuration. 136 knots, and we'll throw in flaps 40. Whew, that's a lot of flaps. Alright, coming up on 1,000 here. Ooh, are my auto brakes still engaged? No, they're not. That's interesting. Huh. Not sure when or why they disconnected, but... Or if I'm pretty sure I set them. Alright. Gotta concentrate for the landing here. Oh, yes, and speed brakes armed. Gear down, 3 green, flap set for... Yes, that is green. Okay, it looked red for a second from a distance. Yeah. 3 green, flap set for landing, full speed brakes armed, auto brakes set, missed approach altitude 3,000 set, lights set, cleared to land. Alright. Resync the throttle here. And my aircraft. I might likely make a complete fool of myself with this landing here. I've never run this approach before. Get the flight directors to track FPA. So, it'll be what it'll be. It might not be anything pretty, but hopefully we'll survive. Nice gentle wind, so I don't have any excuse if things go wrong. A little bit twitchy on the pitch, that's going to take some getting used to. Nice and heavy on the roll. Oh my god! And now we're floating it down. Well... Whoa! God, okay. Like I said, nothing pretty. Reverse is out. Manual braking. Okay, 80 knots. Reverse is towed. Good. I just completely floated down the runway out of nowhere. I don't think my pitch attitude changed at all. I don't know if that was a ground effect or if I did kind of pitch up a bit. Here's Kilo. But that's good. This aircraft can still stop on a dime, so even though it's only, what, 7,000 foot runway or something, it still wasn't too bad. But what was bad was that stupid Delta E-Jet taking off in front of me. It's the season of runway incursions, I guess. Thank you, AIG traffic. Amazing. Alright. Speaking of which, let's not be a runway incursion ourselves. Clear left, clear right. Let's cross 22 left here. Not 22 left, what is that? 04 left. Ooh, come on. Keep rolling, keep rolling. Well, that was an odd arrival for sure. Get the flight directors off here. Landing scales out. Nose to taxi, landing lights off. Get the APU going. Strobes can come off, now that we've vacated 04 left. Come on, there we go. And wing light off as well. Start switch off. No anti-icing to worry about. And it looks like 9 is open. Not 9, 8. I think it's 8, that one down at the end there. South cargo. We'll take... Oh dear. Alright, let me slow it down a little bit. I've already completely lost which... Whoa, where am I? Thank you, drone cam. Okay, that's wonderful. I guess I won't check with the drone cam. We'll have a look at the second best alternative, Google Maps. Alright, yeah, it's 8. There we go, and it's gone. Thank you, GSX. Parking at 8, there we go. Ooh, stop the clock. And... auto brakes out. Flaps up, speed rates disarmed. Forgot to do that when I vacated the runway because I was distracted by the god-awful landing I performed. That was a really weird float. I'm not sure what was going on with that. Oh dear. Hang on a minute. This isn't 8, is it? Oh yeah, it is. Okay. I'm dumb. Well, not dumb, just blind. And also dumb. Let's get those nose lights off here, now that I've overshot that turn nicely. And we'll roll onto the stand here. Whoa, that's a bit too fast of a clip there. Here we go. Excellent. Alright. Parking brake set. APU is available. Engines off. Seatbelt signs don't need to turn off because they already were. Get the auto throttle trim switches, Yotto. Man, I'm on a roll here. Yaw damper off. IRS off, and what else can we do? Fuel pumps out, leaving those inners on for the APU there. Probe heats off, and window heats. Get the APU bleed on as well. And that is us set. With a little bit broken bats after that landing. Unfortunately, Microsoft Flight Sim doesn't entirely cooperate with SimToolkit Pro anymore for landing rates, so I can't see what kind of an impact that was. It just says it was a 0 foot per minute landing rate, which it was most definitely not by any measure. But we survived. Maybe. Well, let's see, get the transponder off here. Pull up some ground crew, maybe. Oh, right, we have to disarm the doors now in this simulation. Maybe. Alright, why are my doors still arming themselves? How odd. Because yeah, if I pop the door now with that'll deploy the slides. I'm gonna have to look up what the criteria is for disarming, because I mean, N2's all shut down. I can get the beacon light off with that now. Ah, okay, so it's related to the beacon light. Interesting. Yes, it is. Okay, that's good to know. Well, now I can safely get those opened without causing too many problems. There we go. Well, that is just about everything here. So let's see if that drone camera will behave itself. There we go. Alright. Well, that's everything for this flight then. Get a camera a bit more set up here. Come on. There we go. Fighting with my Xbox controller. Well, let me get the audio cranked down. That is loud, my goodness. Alright, so, thank you all for watching with this. We have, let's see, I'm still very used to our pre-recorded videos for our main channel. I'm not used to live stream outros at all, but I've kind of made a little bit of a sheet for myself on things I want to hit on. The last few ones I've done, I've just gotten myself completely stuck and then realized, afterwards, like, oh yeah, I meant to mention that and never did. But, yeah, check out the other playlists on our channel as well. In addition to flight simulation, well, we have more flight simulation on the channel as well, but we also have more content from our other members as well. We've got City Skylines going on the channel, Train Simulator from Quill, a lot of other very cool things going on. For future flight simulation, if you'd like to see us fly somewhere, make sure to suggest a route or aircraft or anything in general. An airport you'd like to fly us to fly through, an aircraft you'd like to see us experience. We don't usually take suggestions for our main channel, since it's so time intensive, but for flight simulation streams I am more than open to suggestions to help idea generate for future possibilities. But yeah, so if you enjoyed, please do consider subscribing to the Aeroteam Gaming channel here. It's not just me, we are a large team of many members, so there's all kinds of cool content that we have done and will be doing in the future, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of that. But again, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.